Hello everyone, this is a live
And
stream
we
of
have
the
completed the
Artemis
maneuver to
2
the raised burn
coming back to
orientation,
Earth
1
after
minute
its
away
trip to
from
the
the
moon.
raised
We are
burn.
using the NASA's official live stream, which is classified as
Hello?
educational content, so we don't have any copyright problems. We're also using Flight Radar 24 to track planes. Right now we can
Yes.
see as the most tracked flight the Martin WB57. Also with me we have my fellow creator Lrjcunny. Shout out to Lrjcunny.
Hello.
We have the very beautiful, as we can say, 737. The 737 NT-43A, which is an interesting aircraft with its special equipment for the NASA operations. We also have a few Seahawks in the area.
I want to watch this with you. Not with that. Well, that's right. You need to.
And the crew module raised burn is underway.
The crew
19-second firing of the thrusters.
No.
And we have a completion of the burn.
That's it. Hold on. 50 minutes.
Integrity. Good. CM raise burn. Your flight path angle is within limits.
Integrity copies. Looks good on board, Jackie.
So the final maneuver is now complete. Our trajectory for a splashdown in the Pacific 29 minutes from now is set and will not be amended any further. And we have the right angle of attack to mitigate any excessive heat loads on the vehicle during entry interface.
Integrity Houston, a heads up about comm coverage. When you perform the 180 roll,
right?
for the first minute or so in that attitude, we expect about a minute LOS.
We copy.
Apparently we can see a flight director, apparently, with the Earth and the angle of attack of the
So for
spacecraft.
those who are watching the series of events coming up, we will enter the first traces of Earth's atmosphere 14 minutes, 45 seconds from now. 6:53 and 30 seconds is what is pegged for entry interface at an altitude of 400,000 feet, traveling at approximately 34,800 feet per second, range to touchdown or splashdown 1,701 nautical miles.
Hello, thank you.
24 seconds after entry interface, we will enter a 6-minute blackout period in which we will lose communications with the crew. This is expected due to the buildup of plasma around the vehicle. That's an ionization effect due to the collision, if you will, of the velocity of the spacecraft with the friction of the Earth's atmosphere. That 6-minute blackout is expected to begin at 6:53 and 54 seconds p.m. Central Time. During that period of time, we will reach our peak speed of 24,661 miles per hour. That comes just short, based on unofficial data from the flight dynamics officer right now, will come just short of the velocity record set by Apollo 10 of 24,791 miles per hour in 1969. We expect peak heating on the vehicle at 6:54 and 52 seconds p.m. Central Time, a minute and 22 seconds into entry interface. At that point, we will be just 204,000 feet above the Earth, traveling at 33,000 feet per second. The blackout period is expected to last 6 minutes. We expect that blackout period to end at 6:59 and 55 seconds p.m. Central Time. From the end of the blackout period until splashdown, it is just 7 minutes, at which point we'll start deploying the series of parachutes to slow integrity down to an ultimate splashdown velocity of just 19 miles an hour.
We see the same, waiting for the 180 rolls.
The 13 miles an hour. With parachutes? Give it a try.
The parachute deployment sequence, once again, will come in several segments, but in rapid fire succession.
And we have a great view of the moon out window 2. Looks a little smaller than yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Guess we'll have to go back.
I wish I currently had gold, however.
Yeah.
Reed Wiseman and Jackie
must have a
Mahaffey
flight
exchanging discussion
I had
on
it,
a
however,
view of the
then
moon
the
that
credit
Integrity's
card for some
astronauts
reason
are seeing in
stopped
the
taking
final
things
minutes of this
because
mission
it ends up
that
becoming
will
frozen
be completed
somehow.
with splashdown
And
just
so
25
now
minutes from now.
I don't
Yeah, it
have
has
gold.
happened.
3 forward bay cover parachutes will
I'm
be used to
getting
pull
gold
the forward bay
soon
cover
again,
off the
though,
top
so.
of the vehicle.
Nice.
Because
Then
I
2
just
drogue
wasn't
parachutes
really
will be
bothered with
deployed to
getting it
slow
for a
and
few
stabilize
days,
the crew
and
module
this
during
is-
its descent,
and I am getting it
followed
soon.
by 3 pilot parachutes that will lift and deploy the main parachutes from the forward bay.
However, wait, you
The
have
final
Light Radar
sequence
Gold
will have
on
3
this
main
stream,
parachutes
and I have
deployed.
YouTube Premium.
These will
on
be
this stream.
116 feet in
So we
diameter.
both have a paid
Each
subscription
main
for
parachute
one of the
approximately
two.
265 feet long when
W
reefed.
subscriptions.
The parachutes will ultimately slow Integrity down from its peak speed of almost 33 times the speed of sound to a gentle 19 miles an hour at splashdown. The vehicle is now currently in a roll to the proper attitude for entry interface.
Thank you for
Our
the 9
trajectory
viewers.
is
Thank you
right
all
on
see you
according
in
to
this
flight
live stream
dynamics.
and also in the
Hello.
chat. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, for some reason in split view, I can't access the flight radar on most aircraft.
Oh yeah, that happens
Integrity
sometimes.
is
So just
on a
look over the
trajectory from
Pacific coast,
southwest and
and you should
northeast
find
across the Pacific
NASA
Ocean,
522 in the middle of
descending
the
at a rate
ocean
of
between two
15,000
islands,
feet per second.
between Avalon Catalina Airport and some other island, San Clemente Island.
We also have a Gulfstream of the U.S. Navy.
Range to touchdown 4,300 nautical miles, all the systems in excellent shape.
We also have a Gulfstream C-20J, which is a nice thing to see. Which I don't know what they're speculating from there. Probably the U.S.
Integrity,
government.
Orion in the EI
We
roll
also
180
have
attitude.
United States U.S. border
Looks good on board, Jackie.
360. Many aircraft.
This
We
view
can
out of
also
one of
see
Integrity's
Southwest
windows.
Airlines departing from
We had a call for
San
3
Diego.
good barrows. Those are barometric pressure sensors that feed altitude and rate of descent information
Lol.
to Integrity's computers
W.
that will trigger the parachute deployment sequence. We are less than 9 minutes away from entry interface, 22 minutes from splashdown.
22 minutes splashdown is going to happen.
There, so I just sent a message on my stream saying about how the copyright works.
Yeah,
You can see
nice.
the reflection of one of the crew members in the window. Out in the Pacific, the
W
weather
reflection.
conditions remain go.
Yeah, W reflection.
Just
It's insane
a
to
few
see.
clouds, some scattered clouds.
The
Isn't it
W
insane to
reflection.
see-
Winds at 10 knots.
Isn't it insane to see people going to
Wave
space
heights
and
just
return?
about
Yeah,
4
I
feet.
definitely was subscribed to
A
NASA
gentle
before,
day in the
2
Pacific for
seconds
the
ago.
homecoming of
I definitely
Integrity's
didn't just
astronauts.
subscribe to them now.
Lol.
Yeah, do you see that aircraft in your top left? That's the 737. The one in your top left. That's 732.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, click on it.
The 732. Which one?
That one.
Is
The
Integrity
Edwards
back
weapon.
in EI
Edwards.
attitude.
Let's also take a look at Edwards Air Force Base. American Classic Air Base.
We see the same
Something's
on board,
different.
Jackie.
For me, it's way ahead. Like, it's down in the middle of the right. I'm looking at a Southwest Airlines flight, and I'm going, gosh, they can't
Houston,
watch our
Verge is complete.
stream.
Crew and vehicle are configured for entry.
Houston copies.
And we're in step 37, transferring nav state to BFS.
So we have the two Skyhawks. The Martin WB 57 Canberra. This interesting looking 737 used by NASA operations. And also a Gulfstream Ghost.
And Houston, in instruction 509, we are not below 0.2.
Caravan.
Yeah, that's the... Wait, I wanted to try and find that exact
To be honest,
Southwest flight.
that could be private, bro. Imagine someone flying
Integrity, no
Cessna
action
Caravan
required.
to see the land, to see the splash.
Integrity.
To see it landing.
Very,
I see the reflection. W reflection.
yeah. Oh,
No, wait, click live.
Now 6 minutes away
Click
from
the
entry
live
interface.
in the bottom left.
it is
We
live.
will hit the first traces of Earth's atmosphere at an
It
altitude
is
of
live, don't worry, it's
400,000
already
feet,
red.
traveling about 34,882 feet per second. Range to splashdown at that point will be 1,701 nautical miles.
Apparently, we can see Earth.
And once
This is
again,
Earth.
just a reminder, some 24 seconds after
I
entry
think
interface,
so.
we
Yes,
do expect
that
to
looks
lose
like Earth.
communications with the vehicle
like
and the
Earth.
crew during a
Wait,
6-minute
go to
blackout period when a plasma
twitch.tv/Lrjcunny.
shield will build up around the spacecraft due to the ionization, due to heating effects,
This is Lrjcunny stream on Twitch.
and Flight
Make sure to
Dynamics
follow
has
him
just
and watch
confirmed
his live
we will
stream.
have a blackout period of exactly 6 minutes in
Wait,
duration.
can you pin my stream?
And once again, that's due to the fact
How
that
can I do that?
a plasma buildup around the vehicle
Go to the
will prevent
YouTube chat.
communications and data, so we will not be
No,
able to
it's-
talk
no,
to the
I'll
crew
type it
members
in.
at that time, nor will
What do
we
you mean?
receive data here in the flight
Like,
control
I'll
room.
type it in
Houston,
Black-
everything is
my
looking good
chat
on board.
and
Just
you
confirm
can
no
pin it.
pre-EI
Okay.
downloads.
How many viewers do you
Houston
have? One
concurs.
viewer.
That blackout period to begin at 6:53 and
Wait,
54
Go
seconds
to
p.m.
your
Central
YouTube
Time,
stream.
and again will last about 6 minutes in duration.
We have 14 viewers. Thank you for the 14 viewers.
W14 viewers.
We're 4 minutes away from entry interface.
Gosh, that silence is just like long.
Yeah. Imagine the look how beautiful. Look how beautiful the Earth is from above.
Yeah. Flat earthers be going crazy right now.
Well, true.
When they see a live stream of this.
This view from
No more silence, I guess.
Oh,
northeast
There was
across
a
the Pacific
blackout.
Ocean, 3 minutes from entry interface.
there was a blackout. Is the stream visible now? Is it?
16.5 minutes till splashdown.
What? Oh, yeah.
There
No,
was
now
a-
your stream is
There was a black
The
yeah,
USS
everything is
John
now
P.
back to
Murtha
normal.
and the recovery
Sorry for
team
that.
is on station
Everything is now
and in
back to normal.
position, as are the airborne imagery assets
There might
your
be-
that we
whole
hope to
stream.
receive
Yeah,
your
imagery
whole
from
stream.
the screen's
as
kind of black,
Artemis
but,
enters the
yeah,
Earth's
it's not back,
atmosphere
it's not back, it's not back.
and through parachute
Okay,
deployment.
good, I guess.
These things always happen. I'm not a professional streamer, though, am I? I also found a very interesting website.
All of Integrity's systems are in great shape. The crew is ready to complete its mission just 15.5 minutes from now.
I wonder what
all
that
of the
could
activities
do.
today have
As
gone
we can
off
see,
in perfect fashion.
Yeah,
No issues with the vehicle, no issues with the crew. And the weather at the splashdown site is go.
What do you mean, nice mouse?
Look at the cursor. It's doing waves.
No issues with the vehicle, no issues with the crew.
Wait, what's doing waves?
And the weather at the splashdown site is go.
14 minutes and 14 minutes and 40 seconds. Lol. W19 views.
Oh yeah, now I see this mouse.
Coming up on 1 minute until entry interface.
According to the website Artemis Live Tracker, the temperature is 140. Wow, that's a lot.
Coming up on 1 minute until entry interface.
21 degrees of the cabin temperature. Altitude above Earth 254 kilometers.
Mark 1 minute until entry interface.
1 minute.
1 minute 20 seconds until the expected start of our 6-minute blackout.
Integrity, 1 minute to a 6-minute blackout.
Mark 1 minute until entry interface.
Integrity.
Blackout is going to happen.
1 minute 20 seconds until the expected start of our 6-minute blackout.
NASA informed us. We can also see
Integrity, 1 minute to a 6-minute blackout.
the Webbel,
Integrity.
the WB-57 Canberra doing circles, also the Blackhawks, and the 737 200 and T-43A also holding. Being away
10 seconds till entry interface.
from the crash point. I can't find an exact point of where it's supposed to crash and splash into the water, but I think it's north of
And we have crossed the threshold now, entering the Earth's atmosphere.
Island.
We're at 400,000 feet, traveling 34,800 feet per
We
second.
can also see Earth is coming closer to the camera in the field of view.
And we have crossed the threshold now. Time to splash the Earth's atmosphere. 13 minutes, 10 seconds. We're at 400,000 feet, traveling 34,800 feet per second.
It's 2:54 a.m. Oh,
Time to splash down.
Blue.
And as
13
minutes, 10 we've entered our
I'm back to
communications
the mission
blackout.
control.
This will be a 6-minute blackout period. No voice, no data from the crew.
Want to see this?
no voice, no data from the crew, according to
And as
NASA.
predicted, we've entered our communications blackout. We're 30 seconds away from the anticipated point. This will be a 6-minute blackout period where temperatures, no voice, no data, rise to about 4,000 to 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the true test of our trajectory. We're 30 seconds away from the anticipated point of peak heating on the vehicle aircraft, where temperatures in the vicinity of the splashdown zone. This view of integrity to about 4,000 to 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So that pinpoint of light shows the vehicle as it enters the period of peak heating in the Earth's atmosphere. The first tug of gravity
I don't
being
know what
felt by
Barry
Integrity's
sends you on the
astronauts
NASA's camera.
since their launch back on April 1st.
Oh, the NASA stream's gone. Oh, it's back.
Yeah, it's back. Now we have moments of silence for the astronauts.
4.5
Due to
minutes
that
until the
plasma
end of the
buildup.
blackout period.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was just gone for a
Time to
second.
splash down, 11 minutes, 33 seconds.
10 minutes, 58 seconds. And the ocean splashdown. Blackhawks again. The Martin WB-57. We also have a lot of private owners doing random test flights, apparently. Also have a Nighthawk M860s from San Diego.
The landing and support officer reports that the P3 has acquisition on integrity.
Now, the most important part is coming.
3.5 minutes left in this blackout period. This is a visualization of the plasma buildup around the spacecraft and the repelling of that heat on integrity's heat shield.
Could you tell us in the chat? Also here, W livestream with my fellow creator Lrjcunny.
Hello.
Collab on is coming soon, right? Is it? It is.
What?
Collaboration is coming soon.
Yeah.
Another collaboration. To be honest, this stream was
Flight Dynamics reports that airborne assets in the vicinity of the splashdown zone do have a visual on integrity. Still 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in our blackout period.
Okay, so I just
time to splash down.
So I just
9
full
minutes, 35 seconds.
For every body watching.
This is an insane visualization, right?
Yeah.
47 miles from Earth, 48 miles from Earth.
Multiple airborne assets as part of the recovery team all have visuals on integrity.
There, so I just set everything up properly so that you guys can see everything on my stream properly.
Yeah, I don't know the exact location of where it's going to crash.
Yeah, like we fixed all of. No.
And the WB-57 flying in the splashdown zone also has a visual.
Oh, the W-57 has a visual according to NASA.
And the Navy Helos also have visuals.
The W-47 has a visual of the space shuttle.
We're still in the blackout period.
I'm assuming that the 737's
still do not have communications from the crew.
The approximate touchdown zone.
Yeah. Me too. The 20,000 feet is the Martin WB, which is 63 years old, and the Boeing NT-43A is 51 years old at 24,000 feet. The Blackhawks are in, the Blackhawks are in 250 feet in barometric altitude.
Wow.
I think this is where it's supposed to crash. They're very low. They're increasing their altitude.
Something on the beach.
We're standing by for communications from the crew. We should be out of the blackout period less than a minute from now.
Less than a minute till the blackout period's gone.
W30 views.
We are now processing data from integrity.
Just like that. It's gone.
Six minutes and 42 seconds.
Landing and support officer reports the small boats are en route to the splashdown target zone.
You see this glide feed? Well, we'll not see it in 5 minutes. So we'll get them to 50 years of long.
And 6 minutes.
Something about the line at
48 kilometers to Earth touchdown and 30 miles.
Passing through 150,000 feet, our trajectory is perfect.
We can see.
We're getting intermittent views.
We can see from the WB-40
of integrity. Still waiting to establish voice communication.
WB-57. We can see, I think, the...
Integrity, Houston, comm check, post-blackout.
The space shuttle.
Houston, Integrity, we have you loud and clear.
I think they
Your
established
trajectory is
communication.
nominal, and your recovery teams have visual.
Welcome home.
Guidance looks good.
No action for the enabled internal camera controller fail.
Big cheers from the viewing room here in Mission Control as voice communication reestablished with Commander Reed Wiseman. For America and a waiting world, Integrity is 5.5 minutes away from coming home.
5 minutes. Oh, all of the aircraft are getting closer.
Passing 100,000 feet now.
Their supposed holding points and are getting closer to each other.
Range to splash down 19
where
nautical
the
miles.
WB-57 is. Also, we have the 9,000 feet Black Hawks. Many aircraft. Flights from San Diego were not affected, thankfully.
Integrity, impact to the camera controller fail is no cab 1 views of the chutes.
Integrity.
We're processing good data through the GPS system. A good view of Integrity, time to splash down 4.5 minutes.
Isn't it insane they're touching down? Isn't it insane?
And a view of Integrity from the WB-57.
They did the full circle of
We're at 50,000 feet.
They are back to Earth.
Speed. Just go come on.
You can see the space shuttle closer.
The pyros are on for forward bay cover jettison.
It's 25 kilometers, 16 miles, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. 7 miles or 12 kilometers. It's dropping insanely fast. It has 1,000.
And there go the first series of parachutes.
Apparently.
3 minutes.
And we're on drogues.
3 minutes.
The parachutes were.
And Houston, we're visual 2 drogues out the window.
The parachutes.
2 minutes and 50 seconds.
2 good drogue shoots. Next up.
We copy, we see them.
Next up, the deployment of pilot parachutes that will pull the main chutes out. Time to splash down 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Going to be released. We also already saw 2 chutes, decreasing the shuttle speed.
There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Till they
Perfect descent rate according to flight
The
dynamics.
speed is decreasing to 1,500.
We see the same on board.
2 minutes 20 seconds, according to Artemis live tracker. 2 minutes 10 seconds.
The 737 and the WB-57
passing through 10,000 feet.
Closer.
Still on drogues.
Also with the Nighthawks. We also have a Marine Beechcraft King Air 360 CE.
Main chute deploy.
1 minute 40 seconds.
The main parachute deployed.
We're at 5,000 feet.
1 minute 40 seconds
5,000 feet. The shuttle is at 5,000 feet.
Search and recovery beacon has been activated on Integrity.
The speed looks very slow, to be honest.
And we have 3 good main chutes. Good 3 main chutes, good reefing, good descent rate.
And we see 3 good-looking parachutes.
900 kilometers.
1 minute and 10 seconds till touchdown.
Impressive.
1 minute and 5 seconds according
no
to
need for hydrazine check.
ArtemisLiveTracker.com. 1 minute till touchdown.
Copies.
This is a perfect descent for Integrity. Its crew sounding hale and hearty on board. Time to splash down 1 minute, 15 seconds.
$19 miles, 14 miles an hour. Integrity about to journey.
Integrity about to complete a journey spanning 694,481 miles from its launch from the Kennedy Space Center back on April 1st.
20 seconds
and a trip around the moon.
Artemis Lrjcunny.
2 kilometers or 1 mile distance to Earth.
Yeah,
5 seconds according to Artemis Lrjcunny.
Soon we have a touchdown. We can see rockets firing.
2 kilometers to Earth.
1 mile.
Passing through 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet.
1,000.
The speed of the shuttle has decreased a lot. Around 100 kilometers.
You see from the water.
1 mile, less than 1 kilometer away from touching down.
Less than 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
Around 500 kilometers. Or 500 meters.
Splashdown, sending post-landing command now.
Splashdown.
Splashdown confirmed.
Copy splashdown, waiting on VLDR.
Splashdown confirmed at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time.
7:07
From the pages
Central
of Jules
Time.
Verne to a modern-day mission to the moon, a new chapter of the exploration of our celestial neighbor is complete. Integrity's astronauts back on Earth.
Isn't it insane? We are back on Earth after our trip to the moon. Great stuff for humanity and moon's exploration.
And the landing and support officer reports the vehicle is stable one. We still will be deploying the crew module uprighting system to maintain that orientation. A perfect bullseye splashdown for Integrity and its 4 astronauts.
The Blackhawks are approaching.
Oh yeah, the Blackhawks. I see they're now searching
The Blackhawks
for
are approaching the space shuttle. Hello, Cosmic Blue A330.
Yeah, we do with Vernon. Here's the big convention during time. All the way from Nantes to space.
Thank you for the 3 current viewers. We have
The unofficial splashdown time, 7:07 and 47 seconds p.m. Central Time. We'll get that refined for you.
Nighthawks.
That would put the end of the mission at a mission elapsed time of 9 days, 1 hour, 31 minutes, 35 seconds.
in a
It is impressive.
close-up
We
view.
are back from the moon. What a great step from humanity.
And we're configuring for a very low data rate.
Welcome home, Artemis.
Once again, splashdown occurring in the Pacific, southwest of San Diego at 7:07 and 47 seconds p.m.
We also have a
Integrity
view of this,
Houston, contract
I
on
think it's a
VLDR.
helicarrier. This is like an aircraft carrier special for helicopters.
Houston, we have you
Welcome back to Victor Glover, Christina
We have you
Koch,
the same. We'll meet you
Reed
over in post-landing.
Wiseman, and Jeremy Hansen. Welcome back onto
Perfect
Earth.
communications established.
A journey. We are stable 1.
The 737
4
keeps on
green
running.
crew members.
Yeah,
Houston copies all.
250 feet.
Reed Wiseman reporting 4 green crew
325
members. That is
feet.
not their complexion. That is
The Nighthawk
the fact that they're in
is
great condition. That's what that
descending.
means. So
Those are
stable
the
1, upright, the
Nighthawk
crew module uprighting system is
450
being deployed, the 5 airbags being inflated through helium to maintain the upright configuration for the vehicle.
feet.
This was a textbook entry and a textbook touchdown for Integrity. Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen back on Earth after a journey around the moon.
Did he get over? I think he do. I don't know the chance.
They have successfully touched down.
Congratulations.
Welcome back to Earth. The astronauts are safely back to Earth. We can see the shuttle.
I was just on NASA's live stream. It looked a bit like they had just 4 birthday party balloons.
Yeah. 143,000 trackers on the Webbel. 143,000
We continue
trackers.
to monitor the functioning of the CMOOS system. The airbags are being inflated. Reed Wiseman reporting 4 green crew members, meaning they're all in excellent shape.
Nice.
W flight.
W flight.
Integrity Houston for SAR beacon and radio.
SAR beacon is in for 06, and we're powering the radio now. Go ahead.
We see the beacon on, however, the recovery team is not seeing the signal. Your SAR radio uses the same antenna, so you may run into trouble with the radio.
Okay, copy. And we are also powering up the sat phone now.
Helicopters are at 150 feet, 46 meters.
Oh, can pick up their signal.
W flight.
So Integrity is in great shape, and as the crew continues its post-splashdown timelined activities on board, Reed Wiseman once again reporting that all 4 crew members are in excellent shape. And we have 5 inflated airbags to maintain an upright configuration so that the recovery team can now begin a slow approach to the vehicle. Meanwhile, here in the flight control room, Entry Flight Director Rick Henfling is polling his team of flight controllers for the start of powering down the vehicle after a thorough systems check. We have no toxic gases to be concerned about, so the recovery personnel can approach the vehicle, but not until we have powered down the spacecraft. That's expected to take a few more minutes.
But they can't be
So the 737-200. These Black Hawks at 450.
Integrity back on Earth, following its historic flyby of the moon.
It would probably help
was,
right now.
For all intents and purposes, a textbook mission.
Back up flight radar.
Remain on this frequency.
They had a communication issue, I think.
We copy.
Reed Wiseman indicating some trouble with the SARSAT phone on board, but that's not an issue. What is more important is that the vehicle is solid. No issues as we begin the power down of the vehicle to begin the recovery process.
So the NASA team is disabling the capsule so they can approach the spaceship and remove all of the astronauts safely.
So I just sent all of the crew members' names in chat inside of AviationGreeks chat.
Let's pin them. A great step for humanity.
The propulsion officer here in Mission Control reports that we have safed the prop system on Integrity.
Can you say again? That was very weak and broken.
Integrity, Houston did not call.
We also have.
Copy that, Houston. It might have been on the SAR radio. Stand by.
Cessna 172s doing the regular flights, training.
All of the milestones were executed in perfect fashion. Integrity entering the Earth's atmosphere right on time, reaching its peak speed shortly after a blackout period began. We emerged from the blackout period, but the recovery imagery airborne assets were able to pick up Integrity's descent almost immediately through entry interface, tracking the vehicle all the way down. And finally, you saw the sequence of chute deployments. First, the forward bay cover being pulled off the top of the vehicle by a series of 3 parachutes. Then the drogue chutes were deployed, followed by the 3 main chutes that slowed the splashdown velocity of Integrity to just 19 miles an hour.
What a beautiful aircraft, isn't it? Impressive. I wouldn't say it's very beautiful, but I would say impressive. It is really impressive. We can also see some boats approaching.
Since, like, if they couldn't have done this in the past 50 years, that just means how much effort and work they had to put into this.
Yeah. I think I found the exact
Like,
same place.
And I also just realized the number 10 most
Integrity
flight
Houston,
is a
with
Cessna
no joy on
172.
SAR and SAT phone, we'd like you to command an additional 15 minutes for a total of 30-minute power down delay.
Power down delay of 15 minutes? What are they shutting down? Is it a spaceship? And it's so hard.
All right, Jackie, we have selected T/D+30. No joy on SAR radio or sat phone. And stand by, we have the master diver on SAR radio. Please hold comms.
Hey, Lily. Excuse me. Hey, Jackie, we just got the master diver on SAR.
Oh,
We can't find the W emoji.
I hope not.
A good view of one of the fast boats.
Integrity Houston, if you are happy with your comm with Master Diver, you can go back to the 15-minute power down.
Oh, we can see some boats.
Okay, stand by. Yeah, we'll confirm here in a second.
The crew on board Integrity coordinating with the flight control team in Houston here in Mission Control on the timing of the power down of the vehicle, which will be the precursor to the recovery teams approaching the spacecraft. There are no issues with Integrity. We've had a bit of broken capability in establishing a SARSAT or satellite phone communications capability between the crew on board Integrity and the recovery team. That will get sorted out here shortly. There's plenty of cooling on board Integrity, so there's no rush to begin the power down.
To call you on the sat phone and not getting an answer there either.
Concur. We have.
It is right here. San Diego, where's San Diego? This is. We're right here.
And Houston, if you could relay to recovery that we hear them, but it does not.
There are not any. Ships.
But it does not appear as though they are hearing us.
Ceasing. Nothing special. Vessels.
Houston copies, and Reed, just to confirm, you are pushing the PTT on the radio.
Yeah, almost all of the planes vanished. The first one is still the WB.
So as we continue to sort out the communications between Integrity and the recovery teams, we are standing by for the initiation of the power down procedures that, as you see, the recovery teams are moving towards the side of the capsule. The next major event will be the erection of that large inflatable raft called the front porch. That will be the port of call for the crew as they're being extracted one by one from the vehicle.
We can see the vessel approaching the shuttle.
Integrity Houston, for sat phone, we are going to attempt to call you.
Good idea, standing by.
W Universe.
And Jackie, yes, we are pushing the push to talk, the two buttons on the left side of the radio below the up-down arrows. We are utilizing them. I'm rebooting the radio to see if we get good comms.
I don't know why I keep hearing everything twice.
Okay, we copy all, and just to confirm, you are seeing that you are touchdown plus 3030 for power, correct?
Why is Mr. Beast in the... Mr. Beast is in the thumbnail of NASA.
No, maybe the YouTube glitch.
It's a glitch, trust.
Oh, the Black Hawk. We can see the Black Hawk. The Night Hawk. To be specific.
We are trying a backdoor approach to have mission control here call the crew on their satellite phone.
200 feet.
This is all part of the coordination for the power down of the vehicle that will initiate the actual recovery operation. The first boats with the Navy divers on board are standing by, waiting to close in on Integrity to begin the process of erecting the large inflatable raft
50 viewers in total.
That's called the front porch. That will be where the astronauts are extracted from, so that they can have a few minutes to get their land legs back before they're hoisted aboard the Navy helicopters for the flight back to the deck of the USS John P. Murtha.
Do not reply.
Yes.
When you wake up in the morning, I might take out a scan. Okay.
And Houston, please don't reply. NRD, very weak, but readable. Master Diver, we can hear, but they cannot hear us.
Cash, what's the problem?
They have a problem with the communication, apparently.
Yeah, the problems.
That's a big problem.
But we don't think they can hear him.
And Houston on OE1, is there any chance to tie us into NRD?
Yeah, you took that to the moon.
Oh, the Black Hawk. We saw the Black Hawk flying at 200 feet, 175.
Checking.
This is the part of the mission where Ireland will be able to solve.
While we stand by for the establishment of communications between Integrity and the recovery team that is basically standing by very close to the spacecraft, we're going to go to the deck of the USS John P. Murtha, where Megan Cruz is standing by with Administrator Jared Isaacman.
Hey, Rob, yeah, just such an honor to be able to be here on the ship, to be able to share and experience this moment with everyone together. And of course, as you just said, yes, here with NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman. Administrator, how did you feel getting to witness this and seeing NASA at its best?
Oh, I mean, I'm honestly, I'm still at a loss for words. I mean, you know, like the childhood Jared right now can't believe what I just saw. I mean, almost been waiting my whole lifetime to see this, and then as NASA Administrator, I just couldn't be more proud of the entire workforce, the years, the effort, the late nights, all the hard work from across the country that contribute.
Again, a historic mission to the moon and back. How does this make you feel, and what do you hope people take away from this?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, I think about the crew members that we've all had an opportunity to observe over the last 10 days, right? I mean, they're absolutely professional astronauts. I mean, wonderful communicators, almost poets, but then I think these were the ambassadors from humanity to the stars that we sent out there right now, and I can't imagine a better crew than the Artemis II crew that just completed a perfect mission right now. So yes, it's a huge moment for everybody, right? I mean, we are back in the business of sending astronauts to the moon, bringing them back safely, and to set up for a series more. I mean, this is not a once-in-a-lifetime, which you hear sometimes around here. It's like, this was a once-in-a-lifetime. No, it's not. This is just the beginning. We are going to get back into doing this
server went
with
from
frequency,
having literally no
to
roles
the moon until we land on it in 2028 and start building our base.
Yeah, are we going to build on the momentum for Artemis 3? I mean, it's just around the corner.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's, you know, part of me too. Like, I can't wait to get the crew off of integrity right now, but also getting integrity back on this ship so we can start taking a look at it, because all that data is so precious to us right now. I mean, we are going to definitely want to take a good look at the thermal protection system. We're going to want to download all the data they couldn't transmit back to us and use that to inform Artemis 3. But we're already making progress, right? You have SRB segments already showing up at KSC. Core stage for Artemis 3 is rolling out on April 20th. We're getting Mobile Launcher 1 back in vehicle assembly building. So yes, there is a lot to celebrate right now on a mission well accomplished for Artemis 2, and at the same time, we got to start getting ready for 3.
Amazing. And last question, you know, for people who joined us for all 10 days to see what we can accomplish together with our international partners. What do you think about the fact that we're going to keep doing this more and more and more?
It's incredibly exciting. I mean, yes, it's the contributions, like the best and brightest across the NASA workforce from across the country, our industry partners, our international partners. We had a Canadian Space Agency astronaut on board in Jeremy. We had the European service module. And you think, in the days leading up to this launch, I mean, 48 hours prior to launching Artemis 2, I was meeting with the Italian Space Agency. We signed a memorandum of understanding to build a habitation module on the moon. I mean, you have countries, all of our allies and partners coming together saying, we are committed to this effort. We are returning to the moon. We're doing it to stay. We are building that enduring presence. We are going to master the skills on the surface of the moon so someday we can undertake missions to Mars. It's just an incredibly exciting time, and we're not going at it alone. We're bringing everybody along with us.
Absolutely. And speaking of everyone, one more time, we're going to ask the crew here. You guys ready to land on the moon? Awesome. I love that. Okay, well, thank you so much, Administrator. Appreciate you being here. We're, of course, going to stay on to watch the crew get extracted from Orion, so stay tuned, and we'll see you back here shortly.
The first time we can't see you on YouTube the other night. That's a worry.
Nice to see that.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you, Administrator Isaacman.
That was a very good
we are in the process of working to establish that communications link and to establish the procedures that will lead to the power down of the spacecraft, which is gently bobbing in the Pacific following a bullseye touchdown that occurred at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time, 2.5 hours before sunset in the Pacific, southwest of San Diego. We have once again heard from the crew during that interview opportunity with the Administrator, and we have 4 healthy crew members on board.
Gosh, there's 1.4 million people watching NASA's live stream.
We now have confirmation that the vehicle has been powered down as per the procedures. So we have vehicle powered down, and the flight control team here in Houston, Flight Director Rick Henfling, has handed over mission authority to the Exploration Ground Systems team out in the Pacific. Now, we will physically not get off console with this team until the crew has been extracted into the front porch, that inflatable raft that will be erected along the side hatch of Integrity. So we're standing by for that in the next step in the recovery procedures. But everything is in great shape, and we have 4 healthy crew members on board the vehicle.
Imagine the astronauts waiting in the sea, floating, waiting to see their families back after a trip to the moon.
Just imagine after like 2 weeks, just imagine seeing
all of the entry events went by the book, no issues, perfect trajectory, well, not your child,
but your Integrity, son or daughter,
that was culminated with one final raise burn to improve the angle of attack for the vehicle as it entered the Earth's atmosphere. All of that flight dynamics computation worked like a charm.
You can speak. Could you go to speak?
Oh, not every night.
Oh, could you report it?
So we are standing by for the recovery team to approach
bedroom, I have
Integrity and begin the process of erecting that inflatable raft called the front porch,
dark moon,
which we'll see the crew members be extracted from the hatch of Orion into that inflatable raft before they're hoisted aboard 2 Navy helicopters.
Nice.
In
one of the moons has like a battery that lights up, and then the other moon is a glow-in-the-dark
Each
one.
crew member will be hoisted in sequential fashion, in alternating fashion.
I don't think I'm on the moon. I think
2 crew
I'm in
members
Mars.
for each helicopter before they turn around to head back to the John P. Murtha. Once on the deck of the ship, they'll be brought into medical bay for comprehensive medical exams. But Reed Wiseman has reported several times that the crew is in excellent shape.
United States Navy, a Nighthawk.
Yeah, I think I'm on Mars.
They're circling. They're circling the spatial. It's actually impressive. Yeah, it is very impressive.
So just to recap, it has been some 26.5 minutes since the splashdown of Integrity in the Pacific. The vehicle is in excellent shape. It performed
NASA
like a
is
champ
also
all the way
live
down
on Twitch
through the Earth's
themselves.
atmosphere.
Really?
All of the vehicle functions were
they have
checked off in excellent trip hammer fashion.
Watching them right now.
The parachutes all deployed as planned.
I can have a highlighted
at 7:07
message.
p.m. Central Time, 5:07
That's the
p.m.
only thing you
Pacific
can
Time.
get.
And after a bit of a tussle to try to establish a communications link with the recovery team, we were finally able to run through the procedures for the powering down of the vehicle. We've handed over mission authority to the Exploration Ground Systems folks out in the Pacific, and the recovery team will be approaching the vehicle shortly to erect the inflatable raft called the front porch before opening the hatch to Integrity to bring the crew members onto that raft before they're hoisted
right now I'm trying to reach
onto
25
2 Navy helicopters, 2 crew members for each helicopter before they're flown back to the deck of the USS John P. Murtha.
Oh, we don't have a Twitch account to follow you. I never used Twitch, to be honest.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the astronauts extraction right now.
What exactly is it?
We can see a lot of vessels surrounding the shuttle. You can also see the Black Hawk.
Black Hawk.
It's a Nighthawk actually. M860.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, I just see it just went past the Artemis II on the it's on the live stream right now.
Yeah, 2 more.
Yeah, they're just flying around.
Flight radar 24. I think there are these ones. Both of these ones. This one, and this one. The 12 and the 21 are with a call sign of RCVRY. Registration 166366. 100 feet above the sea.
Looking at that, atmospheric garden.
Yeah.
In space, we know we're going to send a big camera to take it out. Look.
Is there like a president?
Nothing can exist in the stratosphere.
Another one just went by.
Heat. That's why the heat shield has been sold. They put an extra layer on it this time compared to one.
Hold on, do you have a Twitch account?
No, I don't have it. I've never had. I never used Twitch, to be honest.
Okay. I recommend that you make one.
Yeah,
with your Google account.
This is Mission Control Houston. After talking to the flight dynamics folks, we have a bit of a refinement on the splashdown time for you. Their computation shows a splashdown time of 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time, 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time. That would equate to a mission elapsed time of 9 days, 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 15 seconds.
So,
once again, from Flight Dynamics, a splashdown time of 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time. That would equate to a mission elapsed time of 9 days, 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 15 seconds. Reports from the Pacific indicate that the recovery team in communications with the crew aboard Integrity, that the crew remains in excellent shape as they await the approach
RSD edits
of the team for a final hazard gas evaluation before they move to the side of the vehicle to erect the inflatable life raft called the front porch.
Gosh, it's 60 now?
Yeah,
wait.
60.
Let me refresh the stream.
Also, the time is not helping, like, it's...
Again, no issues with Integrity. The vehicle is powered down. All of its systems are now safed. We have handed over mission authority to the Exploration Ground Systems folks in the Pacific, but we will not stand down and have the entry flight control team depart its positions until that inflatable raft, the front porch, is erected, the hatch open, and the crew having exited the vehicle. So that's the next step in the recovery process that will lead to the hoisting of the crew members. For 2 crew members for each helicopter, they'll be hoisted to a pair of Navy helicopters that will then fly a short distance back to the USS John P. Murtha. What you're looking at is one of the fast boats circling the vehicle to make a hazard assessment.
What is the deal on that? Well, the Murta's live above and down.
You're waiting for the astronauts to get out of the capsule and safely onto the boat. W voice, thank you so much. Chat rate dropped to 0.
Huh?
Anything other on flight radar? We can't really see anything else except these 3 Blackhawks and the Cessna 208 Caravan, which is, I think, where are we getting the clips from? We can see the rescue team having. This looks like a broom from this perspective, doesn't it? Lrj?
Oh, yeah.
Check the screen.
Wait, what do you mean? But it like
they have like brooms in their hands.
Oh yeah, it does look like they have brooms. I think they want to clean the rocket before they get out.
Orion stops flying on 3 minutes. Go somewhere else. 25-minute turnaround.
This is Mission Control Houston. Once again, you're watching the initiation of the recovery of the Artemis crew aboard Integrity. All of the Navy divers and the fast boats are now approaching the spacecraft after conducting a hazard assessment. The vehicle has been powered down. Entry Flight Director Rick Henfling now waiting for the life raft, the front porch, to be erected along the side of the vehicle so that the hatch can be opened and the crew members extracted from Integrity, soon to be hoisted one by one into a pair of Navy helicopters for a short flight back to the deck of the USS John P. Murtha. If you missed it earlier, we talked to Flight Dynamics and received a more official touchdown time or splashdown time, as it were, of 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time, 5:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Pacific Time. That would equate to a mission elapsed time of 9 days, 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 15 seconds.
I think we're getting the clips from the Cessna Caravan.
Yeah, it turns out it wasn't just some random private-owned Cessna that just wants a free view.
We're waiting for the crew to get out. 63 total views.
Wait.
The hour is also not helping because once again, most of the Europe is sleeping right now. It's literally 4 a.m. here in Greece. It's almost 4 a.m.
I just sent you a link in our DMs. Can you check it?
Yeah, I have to sign in. I don't have an
Oh yeah,
account.
just click wait, no, just click continue with Google. Trust.
Oh yes. Let me sign in. Quick, you don't have a Switch account. I will make it. I will make one soon. Shout out to Lrjcunny. Make sure to follow him on YouTube and Twitch. Great YouTube shorts.
Continuing to get excellent views from the imagery assets out at sea in the Pacific of integrity. We continue to get good reports from the landing and support officer, who's in contact with the recovery team, that the crew is in excellent shape, no issues. They're just currently biding their time, waiting for the front porch to be erected. We have no hazardous hazard gases and no hazardous situation with the vehicle. It performed perfectly all the way down from entry interface to its splashdown in the Pacific at 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time. And as you can see, the first phalanx of recovery personnel now pulling up alongside of integrity.
Oh, there they are.
Are they out? No, they're not out.
This includes Navy divers, a Navy flight surgeon.
Why did I hear oven?
And other recovery personnel who have trained for several years for this recovery process.
I don't really think so. Are they out? No, they're not. They're going to open the capsule.
Oh. This is like opening a Kinder egg for the first time when it's like 2 years old.
Exciting moment.
Yes, of opening up a Kinder egg that's 2 years old.
At this hour, some 41 minutes following splashdown, the vehicle has been powered down. There's no hazardous gas emanating from the vehicle. That's why the first team of recovery personnel has been able to pull alongside integrity. And the reports continue to come in that the 4 astronauts are in excellent shape.
We're waiting for the Cessna Caravan to make a circle and later show.
I wonder what a toy inside of this Kinder egg is.
Yes.
Are they out of the shuttle? No, they're not. Are they? No. They are attempting to open it up. And Nighthawk just flew over.
Wait, did you do the SLQ collab yet?
No, not yet. SLQ mentioned. W.
I just DM'd you it.
Oh, nice, thanks.
This is Mission Control Houston, continuing to watch the initiation of the recovery of Integrity's astronauts. One by one, they'll be brought out of the spacecraft onto a large inflatable raft just a short time from now. In the meantime, we can go back to the USS John P. Murtha, where my colleague Megan Cruz is standing by to provide her situation report. Megan, can you hear us?
Hey, Rob. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you. Yeah, we're back here on the bow of the recovery ship where there are still plenty of people peering out into the water. We are not very far from the action everyone is seeing on their screen now. The Orion spacecraft Integrity in the ocean, surrounded by a number of recovery boats. As Rob has been saying, in those recovery boats, NASA and Navy personnel specifically trained to get the astronauts out of Orion. In some of our wide shots, you can probably see that there are 6 boats out in the water. More than 40 people out in the water right now on those boats.
Oh, yeah.
First order of business is to set up the front porch and the stabilization collar. You might also hear it referred to as a stab collar. Basically just to make sure that Orion stays upright, doesn't sway in the water too much, again, to make it easier for recovery forces to get the astronauts out.
Oh, the B-57. Why did I always think for the whole day that you all were calling it a WB-52? I was thinking, oh, it's a B-52 and it's W. Nice.
Again, we splashed down in the Pacific Ocean just after 5 p.m. Pacific time here. It's a requirement by NASA to be able to get the crew out of Orion within 2 hours of splashdown. So doing great on time so far. Plenty of time. No rush either. I was speaking to NASA flight surgeon Lrjcunny earlier in this broadcast, and he said to me, no rush to get the crew out. Just want to make sure that they're feeling good. And whenever they're ready to take their step out of Orion and onto that large raft, the front porch, folks will be ready.
Yes. Does my voice sound different? Ryanair Boeing 737-800NG.
And as there are mission audio loops in Mission Control in Houston, there is a mission audio loop here on the ship. And it was just reported out that the side hatch is open. Side hatch of Integrity is open. You're getting these beautiful shots from our aerial assets.
Okay.
The ship itself, where I'm on, just 3,000 yards away. Again, plenty of people on the boat here, glued to the side closest to where they can see all this action. And again, with just 3,000 yards separating us, great views from the bow here. You can see now that side hatch is open. One of the Navy personnel is about to get inside there. In they go.
I see them. I see them.
In total, 4 will go into Orion. So it'll be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but the goal is to have a recovery personnel with each astronaut assessing them. Boat's getting closer now.
Interesting thumbnail to see.
Again, that one that's right up against Orion.
Oh, by the way,
those are the divers that will go in
the reason why I
to the spacecraft to check on each of the astronauts. These other boats will begin doing a number of things, putting on that stabilization collar onto Orion, building that front porch. Eventually, they will retrieve the parachutes, as well as tow Orion back to the well deck of the recovery ship here.
Yeah, I made it. I tried to make it so that I tried to make it that it would sound like the radio.
And so as we wait for the Navy and NASA personnel to get their assessment of the crew inside of Orion, why don't we toss it back to Rob for an update?
Yeah, thank you, Megan. Here in Mission Control, Flight Director Rick Henfling and the entry team of flight controllers still on duty. The vehicle has been powered down for some time now. There are no hazardous gases emanating from integrity. That, of course, allowed the recovery personnel to approach the vehicle and then open the hatch to begin the initial medical assessment of the crew, as you just indicated. Now we're standing by for the erection of that inflatable raft, the front porch, alongside of the vehicle that will enable the crew to be extracted one by one onto the raft, have a moment or two to get their land legs back before they're hoisted into 2 hovering Navy helicopters, 2 crew members for each helicopter, for a short flight back to the deck of the USS John P. Murtha.
Lrjcunny, can you hear me?
All of Integrity's systems operated flawlessly throughout the course of the approach to the Earth, the entry into the Earth's atmosphere, and all of the key milestones that followed in this high-speed return to Earth for Integrity, a mission that spanned more than 694,000 miles from the vehicle's launch from the Kennedy Space Center atop the Space Launch System back on April 1st.
One other viewer who's here.
Yeah. We also have many circles of these nanobox M860s. Look at how many are they.
And that is over on
circles
Aviation
and circles.
Stream. I'm going to put his stream in the streams chat. And there it is now in my stream for YouTube, if you want to see his.
Yeah, there's. Oh, they're getting out.
Oh yeah.
We also had to wait for the cabin to get depressurized because the pressure building up is insane. It's flying so fast, and also the heat. At least it has strobe lights. You can see them flashing white.
As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the last time that the Apollo program saw a splashdown in the Pacific was Apollo 17 back on December 19th, 1972. So for the first time in 53 and a half years, we have reenacted that with the arrival of Integrity's astronauts as they flew around the moon in that historic lunar flyby that began with a trans-lunar injection burn that took them out of Earth orbit following 24 hours of a high Earth orbit trajectory. The high Earth orbit trajectory enabled flight controllers here to have a full 24 hours to evaluate the systems on Integrity and the condition of the crew before they would commit to flying to the moon.
We can see the divers that they're dropping. Is this a parachute? What is this? It doesn't look like the parachute.
Yeah, it looks like balloons that you get at somebody's birthday party.
Can you please check the DMs?
Okay. There. Is this better?
Yes, it is. Whoops. I have 83 views in total.
Nice. Wait. Can you check the camera on Discord? I know.
Now we can see the shuttle with its hats open, floating, with the strobe lights flashing white. We can see.
How did I get it out afterwards?
I think we can. Can you please repeat?
With the side hatch of Orion having been opened to set the stage for the erection of the inflatable life raft, known as the front porch, to be erected alongside the spacecraft for the extraction of the crew.
Right here.
Let's play for you an interview that my colleague Megan Cruz conducted on the USS John P. Murtha with Navy diver First Class David McMahon that explains how this process is unfolding.
Okay, Davey, so you and some of your team, one last look over of the stabilization collar, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is this stabilization collar?
This is what's going to stabilize the capsule out there in the ocean. We don't know how good the weather or the waves will be that day, so this will help prevent any unnecessary occurrences from happening, stabilizing the capsule and the astronauts inside.
So basically, this is a float that will go around Orion. I'm assuming that what they're doing right now, these are the lines that will attach the collar onto Orion?
That is correct.
And so what are they doing here?
So we've got the lower line that will secure the inflation device before we inflate it. That gives us the go-ahead that it's secure in its space, and then we'll inflate it. And then once that is done, we'll undo all the carabiners and get this orange line on top tied in the same fashion. And then this will be secured to the capsule, and the astronauts can safely take their first steps out of the capsule onto the front porch.
Okay, and how long will it take them to set up the stabilization collar?
We should definitely be able to handle this in under 10 minutes.
Okay, wow. And then you just mentioned the front porch. So basically, after they set up this stabilization collar, then they set up what's called the front porch here.
That's correct.
Okay, and what's the front porch?
Front porch is basically a bigger waiting room for the astronauts to sit in while we wait for the helicopters to show up and grab them.
Okay, so the medical team that was inside with the crew, they're going to help them out and onto the front porch?
That is correct.
And then what happens here?
We have hired trained medical personnel also on board the front porch that will give them lookovers and just make sure they're okay while we wait for the helicopters to show up.
Okay. How does it feel, I mean, your team, you, to be part of a mission that's returning astronauts from the moon in more than 50 years?
We all feel extremely honored to be a part of this, as well as a bigger mission for the Navy and joining up with NASA to do great things.
And do you feel like you and your team are ready?
Yes, very ready.
Cool. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bro, you're leaking the secrets. The secrets.
Once again, the recovery operations are continuing out in the Pacific. We shortly should see that life raft, the front porch, erected alongside the side hatch of the vehicle.
On Discord.
What secrets?
The secrets. The server.
Yeah, what do you mean?
A number of flight controllers have come into the flight control room to receive congratulations from entry flight director Rick Henfling. But we're going to stick with our operations out in the Pacific as we await the extraction of the 4 crew members who are reported to be in excellent condition.
$390,000 likes.
Again, while we stand by for that front porch to be erected alongside of the side hatch of the vehicle, let's go back to the USS John P. Murtha and Megan Cruz. Megan?
Come on, astronauts, we need to go to bed.
Hey, Rob. Pausing now to listen to some internal audio loops. Again, the operations team here on the ship communicating with everyone out on the water. It seems like currents are hindering them a little bit from unfurling and inflating the stabilization collar as well as the front porch. But again, the requirement to get the crew out within 2 hours of splashdown, plenty of time. So no concerns just yet. But as calm as the water looks, yeah, it looks like it's hindering the teams just a tad. You can see in some of our shots that side hatch still open. Again, inside there are now 8 people inside. 4 divers, Navy divers, all with medical training, each assigned to an astronaut each. Making sure that they're comfortable, feeling good. As you've heard us say in the broadcast, you know, they expect a little bit of discomfort. Again, these astronauts just traveled back to Earth at 25,000 miles an hour, a nearly 695,000-mile journey around the moon. If you think you get carsick. Again, 6 boats out there, lots of gear with them, just in case, right? As we said, the crew reported feeling great, but again, all those folks out there in case they weren't, right? NASA is all about making sure we think about every situation that can happen, and so, of course, wanted to be ready in case any of our astronauts needed more medical attention while out there in the water. You see now teams, again, trying to set up the stabilization collar and front porch for the crew to get out of Orion. They need both, right? The stabilization collar will keep Orion from swaying as you see it is doing now. And then they will connect the front porch to the stabilization collar so that the crew can take 2 steps and they will be in the front porch.
Anyway, can you just have my stream running in the background by chance? Like my Discord stream. No, like you can mute it, just right-click it, then you can turn down stream volume.
Again, things proceeding pretty nominally, even if they're fighting some currents out there on the Pacific Ocean.
Just click watch stream. No, in the top left, click watch stream. No, right-click it.
Again, the goal, setting up the stabilization collar and the front porch, so that the crew can rest comfortably in the front porch, get placed into harnesses so that 2 helicopters can lift them off the front porch and onto the USS John Murtha here. The helicopters are going to take turns picking up an astronaut. So again, Helo 1 and Helo 2. Okay, and the recovery team here on the ship just got a report from the undersea medical officer who is inside the capsule with the crew. He is reporting all 4 members are green. All of our 4 astronauts, Reed, Victor, Christina, Jeremy, green, meaning they are feeling great, not the complexion of their skin. They are feeling great, happy to be home, and ready to be extracted as soon as possible. And so, as I was saying, we have 2 helicopters circling the activity you're seeing on the water right now. Each will take turns picking up an astronaut. So Helo 1 will come on in, hover above the front porch, about 40 feet above the front porch. A Navy recovery specialist will be hoisted down into the front porch.
The restricted maneuvering doctrine is in effect.
We'll connect to the first astronaut, which we're expecting to be Christina. And then Helo 2 comes around, picks up Jeremy, while Helo 1 stays above head. And then Helo 1 will come back in for another astronaut, and then Helo 2 for the last astronaut, and then back to the flight deck here on the recovery ship. I was talking to Assistant Artemis Recovery Director Paul Sierpinski. He said helos are a much quicker, safer way to get on board. They did actually consider boats, but then if you think about it, longer time, the crew would have to move through more of the ship. This way the helos will give a more direct, quicker route to the medical bay for our 4 astronauts. Beautiful shots from our aerial and imagery teams. Clouds have dissipated for a clear view from the bow of the recovery ship here. You can still see divers in the water there. Encircling Orion, that is that stabilization collar we've been telling you about. As you saw in that interview just a few minutes ago, they have to first connect it to Orion, and then once it's secured onto Orion, they can inflate it, and then they'll further secure it with other harnesses and lines.
I'm going to have
about an hour and 10 minutes since splashdown in the Pacific Ocean here.
It's been an hour since the splashdown.
Ready? Gosh, that was quick.
Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy back home after a history-making mission to the moon and back.
Here, wait, I made some good background music for this live stream right now, so can you test it?
If you missed what we said just a couple of minutes ago, the undersea medical officer inside with the crew in Orion, reporting all 4 crew members feeling great.
W. Victor, Christina, Jeremy, and more.
Progress being made there on the stabilization collar. It looks like they are beginning to inflate it.
Oh, they're ready to inflate it.
W inflate.
And it looks like they're starting to unfold the front porch in order to get that into the water here shortly and inflate that as well.
No, go on, just try the try the background music.
No.
Why?
Again, more than 40 people out in the water right now.
Because I did it on my phone.
And those Navy and NASA personnel have been in the water for now about 4 hours.
This is not fun. I'm scared.
Can you play it on the stream, please?
Stream?
Yeah.
The reason why they had to get out so early is just to stage everything. And actually here on the ship, when there are flight operations happening, you can't have anything else, right? Just because the flight deck can be a dangerous place, so they just want to focus on planes coming and going from the ship, so that's why they wanted to get the boats in the water to make sure that they have all the time they needed for the flight ops. And then the same crew here out in the water, they will stay out in the water for a number of hours after we recover the crew and get them back on the ship, because then they have to recover Orion. All right, that stabilization collar looking good around Orion. We're now seeing some recovery personnel getting on to that collar. Again, they need to further attach it to Orion to make sure that it can really prop up the spacecraft. It's basically lifting it up off of the water just a tad. Again, so it's not so...
Come off me for a minute.
So it doesn't sway so much in the water there. And now that front porch looks like it's nearly fully inflated as well. You can see a much larger surface area. And so once the crew get out of Orion, they can stretch their legs a little bit on this front porch, get some fresh air. And enjoy this beautiful day here on their home planet. It appears teams now are about to connect the front porch to the stabilization collar. And at that point, when both are secure, we should soon see astronauts come out of Orion.
Actually go in space.
All these views you see also being fed to the Landing Force Operations Center here on the ship. Of course, it is very important for our recovery teams leading the mission to have all the views that you're seeing as well. Again, listening to their communication loop here on the ship. Very quiet, which is a good thing. It means things are going pretty nominally, meaning as expected. Again, all this activity happening just 3,000 yards away from the ship. So that means this will be a very quick flight back on the helicopters for the crew. 2-3 minutes.
Just to let you know.
And then we'll be back here on the ship.
You will be...
Okay. Saw a thumbs up from one of the personnel on the front porch. It looks like they are now getting ready to deploy what they call the Air Rescue Vest, ARV. And so this is the harness that each crew member will get into in order to be hoisted into the helicopters. Again, those helicopters hovering just about 40 feet above the front porch when they're ready to pick up each crew member.
Did you reach 100 views? We're about to get 2 likes.
This is Mission Control Houston.
There, now are you
Behind me,
likes?
a fairly raucous scene as hundreds of flight controllers have poured into the flight control room here. This is reminiscent of the scene after the final shuttle mission of STS-135, although that was the end of a program. This is only the beginning of a program with the textbook splashdown of Integrity and its 4 astronauts. We're standing by for the crew to be extracted from the spacecraft. Entry Flight Director Rick Henfling invited all of these flight controllers who have contributed to this mission to enter the flight control room, to have an opportunity to receive well wishes and to share the mutual glow that exists in the wake of a textbook mission for Integrity. On the front screen here in Mission Control, a sign that says "Welcome Home Integrity, taking humanity back to the moon, going further, and returning safely to Earth." So all of that jubilation, part of the post-splashdown activities, even as we await the crew being extracted from the vehicle to be hoisted onto Navy helicopters for the trip back to the USS John P. Murtha.
It's 4:30 a.m. here.
Yeah. 2:30.
Can you please repeat?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so guys,
once again here in Mission Control, this view of the Artemis flight control room, known as the White Flight Control Room. This is the old shuttle flight control room, and now is the home of Artemis missions to the moon and beyond. Once again, quite a few flight controllers were invited in by Entry Flight Director Rick Henfling to share in the jubilation following the successful splashdown of Integrity. That splashdown occurring an hour and 22 minutes ago, as we stand by for the completion of the extraction of the crew, and ultimately they're hoisting onto Navy helicopters for a short flight back to the USS John P. Murtha.
Sure.
So do you see
splashdown occurred at 7:07 and 27 seconds p.m. Central Time. I had an opportunity to talk to the head of Flight Dynamics, Jeff Birch, a moment or two ago. He said the trajectory of Integrity coming through the Earth's atmosphere was so precise, they've never seen anything line up on a ground track like today's entry by Integrity for its splashdown southwest of San Diego.
Systems I read in the next post are made by Airbus. The entire life support of the Orion is made by Airbus, and the intelligent data.
Who needs air to breathe?
It's also only NASA. It's NASA and
ESA. And the initial commission. You can hear it.
Fish.
We can also hear the control center clapping against the humanity that are entering out of the space shuttle right now.
Fish.
That was a great scene. And one thing for sure is that
jubilation here in the flight control room. The first crew member is out of Integrity.
Spacecraft. So that was an interesting stream. Not very common, not very usual. Next time we'll have an Artemis 3. Definitely with more stream views, more engagement, more subscribers. Hopefully I will be with
We are expecting the other crew members momentarily to be extracted.
Lrjcunny, his YouTube channel and Twitch.
Thank you.
Make sure to follow. Also AviationGreeks on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
We now have 2 crew members out.
Crows posting on all of the platforms. Make sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you already have to. Enjoy a few last minutes because I have to go to bed.
2 crew members out, 2 to go.
But it was definitely worth it seeing something that rare and that impressive.
We're about 1 hour from sunset out in the Pacific. Everything continues to go well. Integrity's systems function perfectly during its entry back to Earth. And Reed Wiseman, the commander who will be last out of the vehicle, reported that all the crew members were feeling very well. Crew member number 3 now out.
You can see them leaving the shuttle.
And now standing by for the commander, Reed Wiseman, who will be last out of his ship. Bobbing in the Pacific under almost ideal conditions, Integrity spanned 694,000 miles during its journey from launch to splashdown.
Did the audio was cut off? No, it didn't. Did it? Can you hear me, Lrjcunny?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Is the stream over or is it still on?
It's still on. It's still on.
Okay.
I think NASA.
And we now have Reed Wiseman out of the vehicle. All 4 crew members now out of Integrity. Once again, all 4 crew members now on the front porch, and the procedure to begin hoisting them up to these 2 Navy helicopters hovering overhead will begin shortly.
Exploration. Give me a second. So, Lrjcunny, thank you very, very much for being here with me. It's also late.
You're welcome.
Where you live. It's 4:35, almost 5 a.m. Haven't slept. Definitely worth it.
It's 2:30 right now.
Respect for the astronauts and for the humanity. Hopefully, all of the money doesn't go to war and go to research and development. See you on the next live stream, probably a flight simulator flight or plane spotting video, and hopefully on Artemis 3 here again back with Lrjcunny or other fellow creators.
Bye.
So shout out to Lrjcunny. Thank you for being with me tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe, Aviation Greeks. Thank you very, very much. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Stay safe.
This is Mission Control Houston. The mission is over, but the melody lingers on as jubilation continues here in the flight control room. We should